Just checking that you can hear my audio because I can't hear audio from you guys.
Son. Can you hear us, John?
Can you hear us now?
Thank you. Please sign in. There's two different sheets, so sign in on whichever case you're here for. Changing? Oh.
Can anyone with better eyes read names on the Zoom? Obviously not John.
Rachel.
Did you get all the information? Oh, no, you don't.
Rachel
I didn't send any of the stuff.
Rachel, what's your last name?
Streckeyer.
That is correct. Stracker.
Right.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That I didn't send you any of the information for the second case. I didn't think you needed it.
No, I don't.
Right.
I'm gonna read that one.
Is the family all sitting on one side?
I guess so. We're like clustered.
That's cool. No clue who Kathleen Herbert is.
We don't know who it is.
This one
It's the
in the room. Yeah. Right.
It's okay.
I don't know who Kathleen Herbert is. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to open the meeting. Kathleen Herbert, would you be so kind as to unmute yourself and tell us what you're here for? Or not? Oh, well. Okay, well, thank you all for being here, as I said. Is there anyone here who is in this room for any reason other than one of the two cases we're hearing tonight? Thank you. And what is your reason to be here? Quickly. Don't move in.
Fine. Son? Is this on?
Yes, it is. Then I said quickly, please.
Can you define quickly?
You've got 5 minutes.
Perfect. I was at the last DRB meeting on 11/3. My name is Jason Duback. I'm from Searsburg, Vermont. The last DRB meeting, I was here at 11/3/25. I was under oath. And Madam Chair, your exact words to me were, "You are not a resident of Wilmington, and I do not believe you are a leaseholder. I believe someone else is." That was minute mark 128. Then at minute mark 128:50, Madam Chair said, "According to the owner of the property, you're talking about the place. They say it's someone else who is on the leaseholder."
Correct. And you are not a resident.
I'm not a resident, and I never
No.
said I was. I said Searsburg, Vermont. I
Correct.
introduced myself when I was under oath. You said I was not a leaseholder.
My
Under
understanding
oath.
at that time was that you were here as an interested party, but you were not. So anyhow.
I am an interested party. Who are you getting your information from?
Tonight, please.
Because you truthfully called me a liar under oath at the meeting on 11/3, and I want to be sure that that is known not to be the case.
So you need to speak with the zoning administrator, Alex Miller. He's right there.
I've tried.
He has office hours that he will be happy to meet with you in his office, and you can go over the application process with him. If you need to still look for something, I believe it's on Old Ark Road. But please meet with Alex and please do not take up our time.
This
because
is you
are not.
kicking the can down the road, ma'am. It has nothing to do with Alex. The fact that I have a lease in town has really nothing to do with Alex. You said I couldn't speak at the meeting because I was not the leaseholder. And I was under oath, and I take offense to that.
Jay,
And
the
I'm
meeting
here.
she was talking about was the last meeting was an interested party. So the interested parties have to be a resident of Wilmington.
But I'm a leaseholder of Wilmington. I could speak.
For the last case, the case that you were speaking for was the Matterhorn case,
Okay.
correct?
So you run that professionally.
Excuse me?
You ran that meeting professionally for the Matterhorn case?
What?
I'm sorry, we are not speaking about that case tonight. If you have a problem and you need to speak with the zoning administrator, not with us, if you fill out an application and you have something that is legitimately to be heard by the Development Review Board, you fill out the application, we will get you a hearing notice and we'll be happy to hear you at that time. At this time, I would like to move forward. with
I've
this
spoke to
meeting.
this board and it's fallen on deaf ears in the past. This is an ongoing problem you have with your zoning and your.
Sir, we are not going to continue to hear your case tonight.
You called me a liar. I have the lease right in front of me. I'm not a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You did.
I was told that you did not have a lease, that there was another person, but we are not hearing that.
But I
tonight.
admit under oath that I do have a lease here. I am not a liar.
Then take your lease to the zoning administrator, fill out the application for your sign, and if he can't give it to you, then we will put you on the agenda and have a hearing with the Development Review Board.
I'm not here to
Tonight
talk
is
about the
not
zoning
tonight.
administrator and my sign. You're wrong. You're kicking the can down the road. You called me a liar on record, and you should apologize for that.
My information stands that the lease is with a different individual.
Here's the lease. Maybe you want to change your mind about what that
Take it
is.
to the zoning
I'm not taking
administrator.
it to him. He's
Fill
worthless.
out the application and please, we are not hearing any more tonight. Thank you so much.
I wish you
Moving
professionalism.
forward. Do we have any other public comments? Thank you so much. And I have no additions to the agenda. Thank you. So if we could have an approval of the minutes of November 17th, and I'm not sure if we can. Yes, we can. We have three of the, well, we can't. We're going to have to wait for Diane. So we will have to push that off. I'm sorry. Kathleen Herbert, can you hear us? Thank you.
Hi, yes, I couldn't get to the mute button before.
It's okay. Can you tell us why you are joining us this evening?
Just wanted to oversee the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So I am now going to, well, Heidi, your agent's not here. Otherwise, I will open the hearing on application 2025-198. The property address is 22 Stowe Hill Road. The owner is Jericho Valley Rescue, and your agent is Joshua, I don't have my glasses, Buhar, but he's not here. So what do you want to do, Heidi? Do you want to do it without him, or do you need him to do it?
I don't know particular for it. I think somebody just paid it.
Take it.
You want to do the other one?
We have to do it in the order it was warned. Since he's not here, we have two choices. We can't really open the hearing unless you, Heidi, want to, or we can open the hearing. You can, as owner, you can speak, and then we can continue. Otherwise, we would have to go through a whole new process of, warning. Okay, so why don't you come up? Thank you. Okay, so I am going to open the hearing. And the proposal is to add a secondary utility facility use by creating a storage space in the principal structure to house a fiber optic communication facility operated by DB Fiber in the commercial residential district. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, and 272. Article 4, Section 424, 440, and 450E. Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, and 722. And Article 9, Section 901, 910, 911, 913, and 921. Which there are no conflicts of interest or ex parte. Thank you. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much. So Heidi, we had provided for Crystal to be our case manager. But at this point, you won't be able to answer the questions that are relevant for Article 4, Article 7, or Article 9, particularly Article 9, which is telecommunications.
Okay, can you just read what your questions are so that they're on the record so that we can get it figured out?
Sure. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just read off the exhibits that we have that are part of your application. So I have the Town of Wilmington DRB case cover sheet. I have a zoning permit staff report. I have the application for DRB review, which was 3 pages long. I have a document which details the proposal. It has the photos and also that aerial view layout. It was 3 pages and it said, proposal or whatever. Number 5 is the parcel map with the setbacks indicated. Number 6 is a copy of the warning that went out. And then number 7 is a list of all the abutters with a date stamp of 11/24, which is when we mailed the notice hearing or the notice mailings. Does that sound like everything that would have been included that you're aware of?
Yes.
Okay, great. So basically what we normally do is just go through each one of the articles that apply. The first one is in Article 2, which basically is just the article that explains why the DRB is here. It explains the administrative procedures that we follow. It provides definitions, it explains our role, and then also the responsibility of the applicant and agent.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, he can be here in a minute.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
want to do that, or do you want to?
Is he going to be in the room?
Yeah. What's that, Pastor? Okay, he said 1 minute. He said that feels well. Okay, thanks.
So we'll just continue with Heidi, and then when he gets here, we'll swear
This
him
is
in.
the part. So it also explains what to do if there's any changes to the plan after you receive a DRB approval. You would need to see the zoning administrator about that. It explains who can attend and be heard at public hearings. And all of those administrative things are covered in Article 2. Do you have any questions about Article 2?
No.
So far we have everything that we need, along with whatever testimony is provided tonight to be able to, cover all the rest of the articles. So the next one is Article 4. It talks about the different districts that are in Wilmington and what uses you can have in these districts. Basically, your property is in the commercial residential district, and you're looking to add a secondary use. because the current use is the emergency medical response facility, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. So the secondary, proposed secondary use would be a utility facility. That's a conditional use, which is why you're here to see us, because the DRB just has to hear the details of secondary uses to
That
give
is
approval.
correct.
As I understand it, there's nothing happening on the exterior in terms of additions to the building or anything of that nature.
That is correct.
Okay, so everything's on the interior.
It's all inside in the closet.
And it's going to be occupied and operated by Deerfield Valley Communications Union District, AKA DB Fiber.
Correct.
All right, so Article 7 is going to talk about specific standards, and these are questions that will probably be easier for someone else, the other individual, to answer. But I'll just start by asking, are you aware if there's going to be any vibration caused by what they're putting into the utility closet?
No, I do not know.
Don't know, okay. What about noise or any sort of, noise that would be heard outside of the building?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't know that 100%.
Okay, we'll just ask when he arrives. I was just gonna quickly look at the photos. It looks like you're gonna run a line overhead to the building, or according to their photos. And then other than that, there didn't appear to be anything else other than some sort of box on the exterior of the building.
Exterior,
Yeah, okay. All right, I guess we'll just wait for,
I believe Patrick Moreland just entered, who is,
oh, hello. Hi, Patrick.
Patrick, would you be so kind as to, we're going to swear you in now and continue with this hearing. Heidi has started it for us. So would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so, hi, Patrick, I'm Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. Hey, listen, I just, if it's my turn to talk, I just want to say I am so sorry for being late. I was at a finance committee meeting and it just kind of kept going. And I lost track of time. My apologies for being tardy.
No problem. We're gonna make it work, so we appreciate that.
Good.
Okay, so I was just asking a few questions, and I think these ones will be better answered by you. Specifically, right now, we're looking at section 710, which talks about use performance standards. With the items that you are placing into the utility closet, will there be any continuous, permanent, or ongoing or frequent vibration that would be discernible at the property line because of this?
No.
Okay, great. And as far as noise, will there be any continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise in excess of that of a normal conversation at the property line?
No.
Okay. Is there going to be any sort of electromagnetic or heat, dampness, fire, anything that would sort of be a noxious experience for anyone outside of the property?
No.
Great. In terms of the impact on the area and the lot, I was just asking Heidi, and I think based on the pictures, it doesn't look like there are many items on the exterior of the building. Could you explain anything that's not on the interior?
There really isn't anything on the exterior other than there'll be a cable that comes off the pole and gets attached to the structure, but that's it.
Okay. And then in the photos, there's a generator. Is that an existing generator or?
Yeah, that's ours.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe that's existing.
Okay,
Yep.
great. All right, so that's not a new addition. All right, going into the upstairs imagery. Okay, great. So that sounds like there isn't anything on the exterior. Does anyone in the DRB have any questions about sort of like general standards or those use standards?
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure if we needed to include the wireless telecommunication facilities in there. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, Patrick, I guess the question for you is DB Fiber licensed or regulated by the FCC?
Are we licensed or we're not licensed? Are we regulated? To some degree, we're regulated. Yes.
Okay, so in that case, I guess I'm just going to ask a few questions. We'll make sure we've covered all of our bases here. Basically, we just want to make sure there's a de minimis impact of the wireless facility, and you're putting it into an existing structure. So there, asks a lot of questions in our zoning, just making sure that any modifications or changes to an existing building, or if you're adding in a new building, that the impact of that is negligible to our community. So the first criteria is basically the height and width of the facility will not increase. And in this case, you're putting anything on the exterior. So that sounds good. Then there's a question about impervious surface, which are you adding any sort of driveways or anything to access? Okay, great.
No.
There doesn't appear to be any addition, modification, or any sort of antenna equipment coming off of the building.
That's correct.
Okay. And then will there be any additional or replacement equipment excluding cabling that will be more than 75 square feet?
No.
Okay. So it sounds like we're all within the bounds of that de minimis impact from Article 9. It doesn't appear to me that we need an independent review. And based on your answers, it doesn't appear that we need a noise study. So from my perspective, those answers are pretty clear. Does the board have any other questions about Article 9?
I don't have any. John, do you have any comments, any questions?
No, I don't.
Charlie?
Great. I think that pretty much answers most of it. Patrick, I appreciate your time.
Hey, I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm really sorry I was late.
No problem.
It's okay. We had Heidi here, fortunately.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you all for coming again, and I will now close the hearing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm now going to open the hearing on application 2025-2000. The property address is 123 West Main Street. The owner is 123 West Main 2019 LLC. And the agent is Michael Cullen. Is he available for this tonight?
He's not. I signed a appearance on his behalf.
So, okay, so we have Ms. Strecker. You are here as his agent, correct?
I am.
So you will be answering questions on the building, and then in addition, we have Danielle here as agent for the tenant. So if you would like to have a seat, thank you. And so let me just give you an overview of what we're looking at here. This is, the proposal is a change of use from a restaurant retail. And I just want to point out that Crystal is recusing, so that's why she has left the table. So it's a change of use from restaurant retail to service or use not provided for, which is, or it's the proposal is to change the use to a kennel with the existing structure converted to pet daycare and boarding kennel in the village district. The applicable code sections are Article 2, Section 221, 222, 223, 224, 226, 227, 271, 272. Article 4, Section 440 and 450B. And Article 7, Section 710, 720, 721, 722, 730A, D, and H. So I do want to just clarify for any questions that a part of this is, one of the sections is Section 272, which states who can attend and who can be heard at a public hearing. I want to clarify that at this public hearing, there are no people who are considered as interested parties because of the definition. So what we do, as I mentioned earlier, we ask one of our members to be the case manager. John Gannon will be case managing this for us from Zoom. So if you would join us, and I just want to be clear that there are no conflicts of interest or ex parte discussions, correct? Correct, John? Thank you so much. Danielle, would you and attorney, would you both please raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you provide is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you both so much. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Cheryl.
So the first thing I'm going to do is run through the exhibits that have been provided to us. Exhibit 1 is the Town of Wilmington cover sheet. Exhibit 2 is the Town of Wilmington zoning permit staff report. Exhibit 3 is application for change of use, which is 6 pages in length. Exhibit 4 is the interior plan for 123 West Main. Exhibit 5 is the planned is a picture of the planned fencing for 123 West Main. Exhibit 6 is a site plan and exterior views of the structure that is 2 pages in length. Exhibit 7 is an interior view of the kennels. Exhibit 8 is emails from Alex Miller to John Lozelle and back, Ray wastewater allocation. Exhibit 9 is a letter from Christopher Cady to Michael Cullen dated May 5th, 2020, enclosing a warranty deed, property transfer tax return, and title insurance for 123 West Main Street. That's 18 pages in. Exhibit 10 is 123 West Main 2019 LLC operating agreement. That is 22 pages in length. Exhibit 11 is the Town of Wilmington warning for DRB hearing on 12/15/2025. Exhibit 12 is the service list. And finally, Exhibit 13 is emails to and from Alex Miller and Rachel Strecker, Ray ownership of 123 West Main Street. Are there any other exhibits?
I have one I'd like to add. It's just a clear picture of the parking plan.
Okay, so we're going to add that. That'll be exhibit 14, right?
Can I hand
Yes.
Can you make it?
All right. Okay, so before I get into the article, I did read Ms. Strecker's email about the operating agreement, specifically Article 5, which she argues gives Mr. Cullen full management authority. The operating agreement has already been submitted and it clearly establishes Mr. Cullen's legal capacity to bind the LLC. Well, I read that article and came to a different conclusion. Specifically, I want to draw Ms. Strecker's attention to Section 5.5, which says, notwithstanding the foregoing, the operating manager may not make any of the management decisions stated in Schedule B without obtaining the consent of that membership interest stated in Schedule B. So then we go down to Schedule B, which is near the end of the document. It's on page 21. And that says the following management decisions shall require the full following consent of the membership interest. Decision, all. Membership interest required, 100%. So as I read that, Mr. Cullen has no authority to make any decisions with respect to this property.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I'll go back to section 5.5. Hold on. It says, notwithstanding the foregoing, the operating manager may not make any of the management decisions stated in Schedule B without obtaining the consent of that membership interest stated in Schedule B. So then you go down to page 21, which is Schedule B, and it states the following management decisions shall require the following consent of the membership interest. Decision, all. So all decisions have to be approved by the membership interest. And the membership interest required is 100%. So 100% of the membership must approve that decision. The member of this LLC is an entity, I believe, called Little Pond Ventures Holding LLC. Unfortunately, Ms. Strecker refused to provide us with the ownership interest in that LLC. So we don't know who owns the property.
So you understand why I requested that, attorney? And I know that you have refused to provide us with that, but without that, we have no knowledge of who owns and has the ability to sign a lease for that building.
So I didn't refuse. I just asked that the town provide a specific citation that, required the production of that. I see Mr. Gagnon's argument related to the article, hold on, sorry, I'm going back and forth. 5, I think 0.5 was it?
5.4.
Sorry, to section 5.4. No, 5.5. It was 5.5.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I mean, I think that arguably could have been a citation to an applicable authority if, you know, to give us additional time to look into that. I do understand the argument that's being made based on that clause. So I'm not sure, without, you know, having been provided that in advance of this hearing, I don't really have anything I can speak to at this time. I would need to relay that information to my client.
So we have choices. We cannot, unfortunately, without having that information, we cannot state who owns the property and who therefore can legally sign the lease. So what we can do is we can continue the hearing, which means it doesn't have to be warned. But unfortunately, the continuation date would have to be January 5th, because that is the next date that the DRB will be having a hearing.
So if I can have just a moment to see if I can get him on the phone and then let you know. And then what was that date? January 5th?
It would be January 5th, correct. In the meantime, if you'd like to do that, I would be very happy to have you give us an overview. John's going to ask you some questions. John, would you be good to do that while she tries to see if she can reach Mr. Coleman?
So just go through the all the articles.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Dave. Here.
Could you make it as loud as you could?
Okay, so
We're going to turn the volume up a little bit. Danielle's not able to hear you.
Yeah, your microphone's off a little bit.
is that any better?
Better? In your head, four.
Test. How's that?
A little better.
Good.
Okay. I'll try to speak loudly. Okay, so the first article we're going to go through is Article 2, which just involves the administrative procedures. This just explains the role of the DRB to hear cases that come before it. In this case, we're hearing a case about a change of use. It tells us who can testify. Cheryl's already discussed parties of interest. So that's an issue. It also explains your right to appeal any decision that the DRB reaches with respect to your request for a change of use. Do you have any questions about our administrative procedures?
No.
Okay, great. So,
Why do we have the same issue? Go ahead, sorry.
oh, okay. So we're going to go on to Article 4, which is the districts and its uses. So the property that you're renting is in the village district, which is section 450B. The property is identified on the tax map parcel as 20-20-37. And why don't you explain what you're proposing to do at this point?
So, I wrote something out. Good evening, Chair and members of the Development Review Board. Thank you for taking the time to hear my application tonight. My name is Danielle Buddha, and I'm the founder and owner of Tales on Trails LLC, DBA as Tales on Trails Pet Resort. My business is a doggy daycare and boarding facility with a rustic luxury component to it and a retail component for pet products, including pet food. I would like to operate my doggy daycare and boarding business, known as a kennel by government standards, from the building I have leased at 123 West Main Street here in Wilmington. Who I am and why I'm qualified and this will point to the noise. I'm an audio engineer by trade and a seasoned creative entrepreneur. I have been in multimedia for nearly 2 decades, having extensive experience in audio, video, marketing, and brand production. Over the years, I have designed and built numerous recording and broadcast studios all over the country. I mention this to you so you are aware of my technical skill set for what I am about to explain as far as the build goes in relation to keeping with the town's ordinances. I plan to build out the interior of the building with materials and a design that will provide superb soundproofing as not to disrupt anyone near the building, inside or outside, and to also not disrupt the other animals that are being boarded or dropped off for daycare. I do not want to and will not change the exterior of the building at all, maintaining the aesthetics of the village. The facility is designed for calm first, because calm dogs are quiet dogs. Sound absorbing and sound dampening materials will be used inside the space, not only to limit sound leaving the building, but to create a peaceful interior environment where dogs can rest and self-regulate. Dogs are highly sensitive to sound, as we all know, and louder echoing spaces increase anxiety and vocalization. A quieter interior supports better behavior, better rest, and overall well-being, which naturally reduces noise. I have purchased wooden slat acoustic wall panels to mitigate the sound indoors, which will in turn mitigate sound from reaching the outside. I also have sound deadening curtains for the windows to keep the pups calm at night and keep the outside noise mitigated from reaching them inside. I appreciate the opportunity to introduce myself not just as a business owner, but as a person who has intentionally chosen Wilmington as the place to build the next chapter of my life. At my core, I'm an entrepreneur, a dog lover, and someone who deeply believes in community. Dogs have always been family to me, not a hobby, not a side interest, but a lifelong passion. Anyone who knows me knows that they are my life, heart, and soul, along with my son, of course. And because of that, I've built my entire professional vision around creating this environment where dogs are safe, comfortable, enriched, and genuinely cared for, not just housed. Tails on Trails Pet Resort is not a traditional high-volume kennel. It is a thoughtfully designed, low-volume, professionally operated daycare and boarding facility built on structure, routine, safety, and respect for both animals and neighbors. My goal is to provide a needed service for our local residents, our second homeowners, and visitors, especially in a town where people want to explore, shop, eat, ski, hike, come for the romance, and enjoy Vermont knowing their dogs are cared for to the highest standards. I chose Wilmington very intentionally. Wilmington's motto, Wilmington, where Vermont begins, truly resonated with me. To me, that phrase represents the best of Vermont, a place that honors tradition, community, and character, while still allowing for thoughtful progress. Wilmington is evolving in a way that feels authentic, not overdeveloped. You can see that balance reflected throughout the village, even in the fact that the town has embraced modern businesses like a dispensary while still fiercely protecting its small town charm. And this balance is why I feel my business belongs here. It's designed to fit within the village zone, not disrupt it. It is quiet, structured, appointment-based, and professionally staffed. It complements Wilmington's tourism economy, local residents, and aligns with the town's identity as a welcoming, forward-thinking Vermont community that still feels unmistakably local. On a personal level, opening this business represents a very beautiful life change for me. I left everything familiar behind to move to Vermont, not because it was easy, but because it was right. And making the move here was not an unknown leap for me. It was a place I already understood and felt connected to, and I chose to fully commit my life and business here. I took a leap of faith on this town, this building, and this vision. I invested all of my savings, my time, and my future into making this work. I did it knowing it would be hard, but I did it anyway. That resilience, grit, and dedication are exactly what I bring to this business every single day. From an economic standpoint and community standpoint, Tails on Trails will create multiple living wage jobs with room for growth as the business expands. It will generate local spending, support tourism, and provide a service that keeps people and their dollars in Wilmington rather than sending them elsewhere. My intention is not just to operate a business here, but to be an active, engaged member of the community, supporting other local businesses, participating in town life, and contributing positively to Wilmington's future. I am committed to being a responsible neighbor, a respectful business owner, and someone this town can be proud of. I also want to state that retail is an approved use in this zone, and it will be an integral part of the business. The retail component will provide essential pet food and supplies to the Wilmington community, serving both locals and visitors. And it keeps pet-related spending local. In closing, this project is deeply personal to me. It is built on love for dogs, for Vermont, and for the kind of small, resilient communities that make this state special. And I believe that Tails on Trails reflects the spirit of Wilmington: thoughtful, hardworking, welcoming, and true to Vermont, designed around calm, compatibility, and community benefit.
Thank you. Now, John's going to have some questions for you. Thanks.
So just to go back to Article 4, which is where we were, the primary use here appears to be the application for the kennel. Just so you know, a kennel is not an allowed, permitted, or conditional use in the village district. But any legal use that's not on our uses not allowed can be considered as a conditional use, and that's why you're here today, so that we can consider it as a conditional use. What we need to look at, is it similar to other uses that are in the village district, and then will it have any detrimental impact on uses within the district or the adjoining land? Are you aware of any detriment that the kennel could have?
I am not.
Good. So the secondary use is a retail pet store. Retail, as you noted in your statement, is a use, and so it's a secondary use, which means we need to treat it as a conditional use, but obviously it's listed as a use within the district. So the next article I'm going to go into is Article 7, standards. But before I do that, I do have a couple of questions about your exhibits that I just want to make sure I clarify, and also with respect to your testimony. You have a drawing, interior plans for the property, which is part of your application. And so I had just a couple questions here. It appears to have a kitchen and bathroom that seem to bump out from the structure.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, good.
It's the way I drew it. I used an app, and then I actually hand drew that on just to show that there is one there, but it's really on the interior. It does not stick out. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's good. So you're as you already testified, you're not doing anything to change the exterior of the building. I just wanted to confirm that.
The only thing I would do that would change it would be the fenced in area in the back.
Right.
And one of the things that I was going to do around the fence, put up, if it's allowed, the green privacy trees, because it does look pretty, but it also would deaden and dampen any noise, keeping the dogs calmer. And if there was a bark here and there, it would mitigate the sound a bit.
Okay.
Green trees.
I also, it's very hard to read your interior design as far as like the square footage goes with respect to the different kennels. But I just wanted to note for you, this is not before the DRB today, but you should be aware of 13 VSA section 365C and Rule 30. Those deal with kennels. Those are the state law and the state rule with respect to kennels, and they specify the square footage for spaces for dogs. As I said, that's not before us, but you should be aware of that. The Agency of Agriculture can inspect
Yes.
this building.
Yes, I have it up. I see. So they are different for different size dogs.
Okay. I just wanted you to be aware of that.
Thank you.
All right, so now we'll go into Article 7. So the first one is Section 710 Use Performance Standards. So the first one is vibration. Is there going to be any continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent vibration that is discernible at the property line?
No.
Good. Noise. So that's B. Is there going to be any continuous, permanent, ongoing, or frequent noise in excess of that of a normal conversation at the property line?
No.
Okay.
They're
I'm
done.
gonna follow up on that a little.
Okay, thank you.
Charlie's got a question too.
So you've testified about the soundproofing of the building. And there's, I believe in your written testimony, you've described an interior play area for the dogs.
Yes.
So how often are dogs going to be outside in the fenced area, and at what times?
Well, for the winter, not often. It'll be probably in and out really quickly within 2 minutes, because of the cold and the ice and the snow and the paws. So it would be just for them to go out, use the bathroom, do their business, and come back in. During the summer, I am also very conscious about heat exhaustion, and so it's going to be very structured. I want to say it's not more than 18 minutes at a time, and it's supervised and it's controlled. So does that answer your question?
Sure, but is this one dog at a time or multiple dogs at a time?
No, they'll be, so they're grouped by different sizes to maintain safety and calmness.
Charlie?
Yeah, I guess you're saying there's no noise, but you're asking for an outdoor area where dogs are going to bark, so there's going to be noise.
I mean, I can't say they're not going to bark, but I also can't say that they are going to bark. So, but I mean, I have a 13-year-old teacup Yorkie who has no teeth and has never barked a day in her life.
Right.
So,
I guess you can't guarantee that.
I can't guarantee that, but that's why I want to mitigate the sound as best as I can, and that's why it's for the outside. It's important to put up the trees. Outside? It's in my application.
The fenced area.
The fenced area.
Yeah, sorry. Do you have a plan for the outside for noise mitigation and?
Well, if the trees are going to line the fence.
So you're going to, what type of trees?
There's, the tall green privacy trees, the arborvitae, thank you. The arborvitae trees, they're going to be along the fence.
So we're going to have to include landscaping in this then.
I actually do have that as one of my points on my list here.
Do we have rules for landscaping? So do we have anything in here with a plan for your landscaping?
I don't believe so.
There's nothing here, so we would have to.
I'm sorry. This is part of it. I was unaware. This is. Landscaping timeline. All right, well, sorry. Outdoor area. There will be a fenced outdoor area at the rear of the property used for supervised bathroom breaks and controlled movement. It is not intended for the dogs to be left alone outside like a typical kennel, where they just walk out whenever they want and bark and go nuts. Outdoor noise mitigation. Outdoor use is structured intentionally for the best needs of the dogs and will always be supervised. The fenced area will be surrounded by green buffering through trees and landscaping, which will help absorb sound and visually screen the area in keeping with village standards. The landscaping timeline. The green buffer will be installed in the spring. Until then, outdoor use remains minimal and controlled, and the interior sound mitigation remains the primary noise management strategy. The outdoor area is located at the rear of the building. Again, it will be screened by fencing and landscaping and designed to be visually discreet. You won't know that there's dogs out there if you're looking at it because it's going to be covered. The intent is to maintain, again, Wilmington's village character while supporting a necessary low-impact function of the business. Traditional kennels often rely on high volume and hard surfaces that amplify noise. Tales on Trails is intentionally lower volume structured and designed to soften sound. The focus is calm safety and animal welfare, which results in a quieter operation. So they will not be on concrete. The only pavement will be the driveway that people pull into and park and leave.
So we would need to include 730F in here if you're going to do a plan, and we would need to actually physically see the plan.
Okay.
And if you, just to familiarize yourself with that, I did not add that because I didn't realize you were going to do any outside landscaping. But there are rules that state what type it's going to be, and you have to maintain it. And if it gets dead or anything, you've got to fix it.
Well, I wasn't going to do it, but when I learned about this and what I needed to do, I thought that it would be a good idea for mitigating the sound outside. So that's why I thought of that. But you said it's what is it?
730F.
F.
Landscaping, screening, and buffer areas.
Okay.
So we would need to know also what fencing you're using.
Okay. A 6-foot metal fence.
Yep, so on the plan, you're gonna put give to us with the landscaping plan, and include the fencing on there and the kind of fencing.
All right, so to start, I'm using, it's not an in the ground permanent fence. It's secured to the building and it goes around, and that is because you can't really dig holes right now. To put in fences with those.
So what your plan would be to do a temporary fence at this time?
Yes.
And then later on to build and do the landscape.
Correct.
So we would still need to see that plan.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to interrupt. Attorney Strecker, do you have any information for us?
I do have information. I've spoken with Mr. Coleman, and I can say that he holds the sole voting share in Little Palm Ventures. And so I don't think there's an issue with ownership, but I'm having him provide an updated operating agreement that's consistent with that right to you.
Okay, so what we're looking at then is we will have to do a continuation to get that, correct?
I think we may be able to provide it right now. I'm working with him on that, so seeing if we can get it.
We will do a continuation for you for the landscaping and fencing plan, because you don't have that tonight.
I could have it in a minute if you want to take my.
Well, we need to know like what trees you're using, right? The fence you're been using.
Oh, so the fence.
Permanent fence.
I didn't pick a brand of permanent fence out yet. I was gonna talk to my contractor, probably get it from Home Depot. It's a regular.
So unfortunately, we have to see the plans for all of those things prior to doing the decision.
Okay, so the fence that I am putting up for the winter, the temporary, is it's called Dog Proofer. I don't know if that helps. They specialize in dog fences. And then the landscaping is, I don't have to do it unless it was required by the town for the trees. I thought it would be something nice to do to keep it pretty so you didn't see a
John,
fence.
how do you continue to proceed. We do have a parking plan here, which you're exhibit 14, which you don't have. But I think what I would like.
So Alex sent it to me.
Oh, you did, Alex? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have that.
So for our continuation, we're going to have to add 730F, which would be landscaping and all the fence information and a picture of it
Okay,
and
Okay.
picture of the landscaping.
okay, all right.
And probably something more along the lines of measurements, so we can
Oh, okay.
see how big that area is going to be.
All right.
So I think, how much more do you want to go into this tonight? Or should we just end it now and continue to January 5th? John?
Well, I mean, the rest of the questions, now that I have the parking information, I mean, the rest of the questions actually deal with the interior of the building.
Okay.
So, or almost the interior. I mean, one of the questions I have with respect to noise is your hours of operation appear to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. based on your application. Is that about right?
Yes.
So that's for when customers can either come to pick up a dog or let a dog out or go to the retail store, correct?
Right. So my plan was to be able to start early for, the person that has to be in work by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, drop their dog off. And I was really honestly hoping that the retail would open for like 9 o'clock after the morning rush. I was kind of going to do a test run on the times of the retail, but it would never be past 6 p.m. I actually even have it on my website that if there was ever an emergency and somebody needed dog food, or even I'm gonna carry some cat products as well, that they could call, and I could always just get it and bring it to them if it's after hours.
So no, that's fine. I mean, 7. You don't need. What I'm just trying to find out is what is the widest range of hours you're going to be open.
Is this going to be 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Yes, it will be 7 days a week. So my plan is 7 to 6 p.m. Sundays and Saturdays, I'm actually hoping to close an hour earlier. Also, I know that you said you have my parking plan. Dropping off and picking up is going to be scheduled, and it's only one dog at a time. That's for the safety of the dog and everybody else around. Retail, I'm going to work out the kinks of the retail and maybe close for a few hours during the day, and then be open a little bit later in the afternoon till 6 p.m. But my widest range of hours is 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Are you expecting to have dogs there overnight?
Yes.
Is there going to be someone on premise?
I will be in the beginning if I have to be. Yeah. I'm also trying to hire someone that would, split some time with me, because there's only so much I can do. And I'm also going to have a full security system, part of what I have done for a living for the last 2 decades. So cameras, live view. I'm also going to offer that to the pet parents so that they'll have a camera on their dog and be able to see their dog while their dog is with me, boarded.
Is there going to be somebody on site after you close at 6 p.m.?
I will be until I can hire someone to split the shift with me.
Okay. And are the dogs going to be let outside after 6 p.m.?
No. So I close at 6 p.m., but I will most likely be there probably till about 8 p.m. every night. Granted, like I mentioned, if I am able to get someone to hire right away. But the last time that they would go out would be between 7 and 8 for the night. That's it. And then it's quiet. So from all of my experience is the dogs are better when they're undisrupted throughout the night. So if people are there late, say an employee is there late, let's say 12 o'clock at night, and decides to let them out, they're more likely to have more accidents inside the more they go out, which is crazy because you would think it's the opposite. But once they're fed and go out and sleep for the night, like that's going to be it. So that's my plan. The being on site overnight really is like to stay, and like I said, this is a new part of the business. There's things that I will be testing out, but that's the plan. There won't be, I'm not trying to go outside at 3 o'clock in the morning either if I don't have to. So.
Okay, so I just want to make you aware that Wilmington does have a noise ordinance that starts at 9 p.m. at night. So you may want to review that.
So then I would still fall into that because I wouldn't have them out at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but it'd be a good idea just to take a look at that and make yourself aware of that.
Thank you.
So we'll go on to the next standard, which is injurious or noxious practices. So no operation or use shall create electromagnetic, liquid, or solid refuse or waste, heat, cold, dampness, explosive, fire, glare, or other hazard which will cause injury or damage to human or animal health, vegetation, or property. So the question here is there's going to be dog waste, correct?
Correct.
How are you handling that dog waste?
Picking it up, putting it in a bag, securing it, and disposing of it properly.
And how do you intend to clean the kennels?
I'm purchasing a commercial vacuum. It's called Kaivac. It's a two-part system, and it is the cleanest way to do it without having to get filthy. It's like a wet vac almost, but it also cleans. So it's what they use in commercial restrooms. And then you have the dirty bucket, and that gets flushed right down the toilet. And I am allocated for 180 gallons a day as per John Lizelle. And so I'm definitely going to be using a lot less than that.
Okay. How often do you intend to clean the kennels?
Daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just so you know, the statute and rule I referenced earlier do cover cleaning standards for kennels.
Yes.
All right. So we got through section 710. So now we'll go on to section general standards, which are section 721, which involve the capacity of existing or planned community.
John, can I go back?
What? Go ahead, Charlie.
Sorry, can I go back 1 second?
Sure.
Going back to, I hate to bring up the poop in the room, but so when you gather the dog waste, right, what does it get stored in, and what stops it from when you gather enough of it, the odor of it? So you pick up 20 bags of feces.
Yes,
right?
seal them.
What do you put them in?
Put them in a metal container or a plastic container, and then have the man I'm hiring to pick up the garbage, pick it up and dispose of it.
So they pick it up once a week, once every 2 weeks?
We haven't worked out the details yet because I didn't know what was going on. So I'm trying to do one thing at a time, but I was hoping for once a day, once every other day, at least a couple times. I am a dog mom. You would most likely not know it entering my house unless you heard them bark or saw them as you're coming in. I am very OCD about keeping my own home clean, and I feel the same about my business, especially that this is my business. This is my baby. This is my everything.
Yeah,
so I'm going to keep it.
So like if you have 20, what's the number of kennels inside? Total number of dogs you can have?
15.
Okay, so my dog on a good day does multiple a day, right? So you're gonna have a large trash can. I guess my question is, Are you doing anything for the odor of the trash can outside?
It's going to be sealed. The bags are going to be picked up with doggy bags and sealed and then thrown into another container that is also a big bag and then sealed, and then he will pick it up. So it's double bagged. That's how I do it at home. It's double bagged.
So you're planning to have a weekly garbage pickup?
I was hoping for way more than just once weekly. I'm hoping, every other day would be really great. I just have to work it out with him. There's a man named Lee I need to contact. He's going to be the one.
I would look into like an exterior trash can for odor eliminated.
I thought about, I know there's dumpsters with the lids. I have to work it out. I know that the winter is not as bad as the spring and summer for smells. I'm also planning on, I'd like to put it in an area that's kind of out of sight, out of mind, and also out of the sun. So.
We also have bears.
Yeah.
Bears.
Yep.
They eat dog waste.
Well, they'll go for whatever's in the kennel, and that will come with it.
Ah, gotcha.
So you might need to have a bear proof.
Okay. I didn't know, but okay. All right. Well, thank you for telling me.
Most waste companies have bear proof.
Okay. All right.
Receptacles.
I will look into it and make that move.
Okay. Any other questions about the general standards in section 710?
So I'm wondering, Charlie's suggesting that if we get all of the information today, we wouldn't need you to come back, but we do still need to do 730F landscaping, and we still need information on the fence. Correct?
Yeah, we need 730F. We haven't gone into the other.
I can pull it up for you and give you the exact details. It was in my other application for Gretchen. Huh?
You can email that to me.
Right. This freestanding system, I mean, technically, since I am going to put the shrubs, the trees around it, I don't actually need to put in a permanent structure, which is part of why I picked this. This can stay yearly and secure, and I'm just going to send this. Alex said I can email it to him right now, so I'm.
Yeah. So this is for the temporary fence, just to.
Well, it's not. I call it a temporary fence because it's not secured by concrete into the ground, but it's movable, and I thought that would be really, honestly, if I used just that, I thought it'd be really great too for the, the spring and the summer, because the property kind of goes up like this, and without the snow there, I can have a little bit more room with the dogs and take them out, 2 or 3 at a time for the trail walks up behind the building.
I guess we need a snow plan too, don't we?
Oh, I have it taken care of New England construction company. Mike DiGiulio is going to be servicing the entire building. So he's already doing it. He's been doing it for 4 years.
We just need to know where the snow is going to get pushed, all that stuff.
I don't know where he pushes it now, out of the way.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
You come back with your landscaping plan.
All right.
We need to have your snow plan.
Okay.
So that'll have to, we will definitely have to continue to January 5th.
Oh, there's no meeting prior to
So
that.
make your notes. We're gonna need 7:30F, your landscaping, we're gonna need the fence information, we're gonna need your snow clearing plan.
7:30F, landscaping, snow plan.
Yep.
And that's it. It's just those three.
Yes,
So-
I think. John, got anything else?
That we need in the continuation? No.
Okay, so for this hearing for the kennel portion, you need 7:30F.
Yeah, I'd also like to see some actual figures of how big the space is going to be.
Oh, it's on there.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, it's very hard to see. They're tiny.
Okay.
However, so I am still approved.
So we're
It's
gonna
a
need
use-
7:30F, which is your landscaping plan. We're going to need the information on the fence. And we're going to need from whomever what the snow plan is.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's that much space in the back with the parking and with the kennel fenced in.
Right, yes. Yes, it's,
What else, John?
Well, it depends, Cheryl. I mean, we can continue the hearing now and then finish up with the other sections that still need to be covered.
may I ask, so I just want to be clear, since it's zoned, retail's already an approved use, I'm allowed to open up for the retail portion of it prior, at least for pet supplies, because, no?
No.
Because the primary use is the kennel, which makes the retail a secondary use. Secondary use becomes a conditional use under our zoning ordinances, which needs to be approved by the DRB.
So nothing can be opened until we actually do a decision on it. So
Okay.
we'll have to have the rest of our information on January 5th.
Okay,
And hopefully we'll have everything at that time. Attorney Strecker, you understand?
I do, yes.
So you can provide that to the information that we need from Mr. Coleman. I mean, you can send that to us in advance.
Yes.
It just would be easier if we could get all of that information prior to the 5th. And then you can send everything to Alex. So again, we'll have that information prior to the 5th.
so I don't need to fill out a new, nothing new, just send it over.
No, we're going to continue this.
Okay, great.
So anything else before we go in and continue? Is there anything else, John?
We can continue and finish with the stuff that cover.
So thank you all for coming. We are going to not close this hearing. We are going to continue this hearing. We'll be back here on January 5th at 5 o'clock.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Attorney Strecker. Thank you, John.
Thank you all.
So we are now going to go to see if we're continuing our meeting. Do we have any new or old business? Unfortunately, until we continued this, we did not have a plan to meet on January 5th, but now we will have to meet. Are you available, John? Yeah, thank you. And Charlie, you said you're available.
Yep.
Okay, we don't have, at this point, unless something happens tomorrow, we have nothing to warn for other than this continuation. So thank you all for coming, and I am going to now close the meeting. Thank you. We will go into deliberation. Thank you all for coming. Kathleen, thank you. We are now closed with the meeting.